Hi everyone, namaste. So as I had said, I had altered my schedule to be a little bit lighter this week, so I am again having a nice day off, and the sun is trying to peek through the clouds. And we're all trying, aren't we, to have our spirits be lifted, trying to do whatever we can to let our spirits really come out at this time, because in the world in general things are hard. There's a lot of angst, and Mars and Venus have been traveling very tightly together through the skies, and they moved out of the sign of Capricorn and into Aquarius. And Aquarius is the collective. It's very open-minded, freedom-oriented, expressive, global sign. And so now this Mars and Venus love war balance that we're trying to maintain or create. We're not going to go in the extremes of all out war, or I guess we can't get to all out peace, but can we get to a middle ground? Can we somehow get to the middle ground? And what I'm understanding about the law of attraction, which is very much an Aquarius talent, it is the fake it till you make it. You have to already feel deserving. You have to really want what you're trying to manifest. So you have to already feel deserving. You have to watch what you wish for, because if you can manifest and you get it, and then all of a sudden you freak out, what good is that, right? So make sure you're clear in what you're trying to manifest, because when it comes in, we're supposed to be able to let it in, not push it away. And in manifestation, we really do have to have the vibrations of our hearts in alignment with the vibration of our minds. And it can't just be one or the other. There has to be the balance in between. And in this cohesion, we can actually vibrate our truth and cleanse all of our chakras and all of our energy centers, all of our energy lines, and we get grace flowing again. We get spirit flowing again. And last night I was funnily enough, this all has to do a lot with our root chakra, with our sacral chakra, and feeling safe. And so whatever you can do to create a safe space in your home, we come back to this, we come back to our mat, we come back to ourselves, we come back to our spirit. So in order to do that, we have to feel safe. And with all the chaos going on in the world, that's sometimes hard to do, or we feel guilty carving out the time for ourselves to do that. But it's very important that we all get into the vibration of peace, for peace to reign on the planet. And so if you can, take out some time, carve out some time for yourself. Create a safe space for yourself. And if you can't create a safe space for yourself, or you don't have a safe space for yourself, that should maybe be a goal in your life. And take the time to sit in meditation now and really access that global feeling of unity, and wish for that on the collective. And so we have to be rooted and not in survival mode. And survival mode is stress mode, where we're always running from paycheck to paycheck, or working for the next goal, and never actually sitting still. And so a lot of the seeker, the wanderer, is always off to the next thing. And I've been trying to talk about fueling ourselves to move on. But really, we also mostly have to remain centered and in the moment. And that's where happiness and joy can really be felt, in our heart space. So sometimes this is really boosted by getting our kundalini, creativity, and energy rising and flowing. And that's the flow of grace that we talk about. And Krishna Das is my favorite chanter, and he was on last night, Thursday night, and for the first time in a while I thought to catch it, because I had been focusing a lot on the root chakra and the sacral chakra and really relaxing into myself, because we have to relax these areas and not be so much in survival mode. We have to relax. That's what the Dr. Bali is all about. It really puts us into our balanced center of relaxation. It gets us into the relaxation response, where then our energies can flow and they're not just blocked with frustrations or desires or unfulfilled desires that lead to frustrations. We have to move this energy through us, and we have to do the work and do the practice. And it's the same with our heart space. Krishna Das, his special on Thursday nights is called Hanging in the Heart Space, and it really does bring you to your heart's center of infinite possibilities, where you open the door to your spirit and you let it fly out. And this really does clear and cleanse the heart chakra. Like he was talking about last night, how when we chant, that vibration, the reverberation, actually cleanses all of the wounds and all of the pain out of the heart. And often it brings up tears, which is the cleansing process. And then once we're finished, this amazing release happens, where it's really this flow of grace. And all of a sudden, everything is just cleared, and we can actually let that fire deep in our root rise up to the surface and cleanse everything out. And then we really do reach up to bliss. And to me, this is what I talk about when I talk about bliss, and when I talk about those precious moments of bliss where the explosion of energy is just flooding your whole system with love, and the highest energy of love and gratitude. In these moments of bliss where we're fully connected to our heart space in the universe, we really do believe in magic, in creation. It's awareness. It's the awareness of divinity. This moment of bliss is the awareness of divinity. And if we can catch it, we will really understand that that is what the work of bhakti is. That is the work of devotion, to keep this spirit of divinity flowing throughout your body, in your life, and then you want it for everybody. In Krishna Das, in kirtans are where he's singing and the crowd is responding, so it's a chanting back and forth, and this energy flow really does create the flow of grace. And so they're a little bit longer, but last night he was just so funny, and I highly recommend that you just listen to him, because he's so down to earth. He always wears red, and he always wears plaid. He's a disciple of Maharaji, and he hung around with him in India. He tells many stories about him, but Maharaji always really inspired people to wear red, or encouraged people to wear red, to really encourage that fire, and understand the fire, the power of the fire, the power of the heart, the power of love, and how to get this fire flowing throughout us, and how that really does bring us back to ourselves, our souls, our spirits, our center. And so I was chanting last night, and I really had this amazing experience, and I want to share it. So, but he was talking, and then he answers some questions in between, so there's always a lot of wisdom that he shares. And what he said, I put it on Instagram with a picture of my mala, which this I got in Mexico, so there's turquoise stones on it too for protection. And when I put it on, it's really just, it's a physical soothing feeling, the energy of the mala. And it's where we count the repetitions of the chants. That's the practice. But anyway, he was talking about the practice of coming back to yourself, of coming back to your essence, is peace. And so as I declare myself a warrior of peace, I'm a warrior of love as well, but I'm more a warrior of peace these days, where I just really want people to understand that feeling of coming back to your truth and coming back to your center. Breathing in and out, and really feeling peace. I have upstairs neighbors that I don't know that well. They're new to the building on the 3rd floor, and this morning I saw them leave with a couple of an older gentleman and woman, and they had a backpack that was yellow and blue. And I imagine that they're here from Ukraine. And my heart just went out to them. And so again, my heart is being sent out to everyone in Ukraine, that you may be able to carve out space for peace, even, I don't know how, but if you can. Chanting all together would be a wonderful practice if you could do that, if you can. So Krishna Das was also answering questions, and I know these times are just really overwhelming. It's just, I talk about it and my heart just breaks, but that's the trouble of being an empath. We really feel, I can really palpably feel what's going on over there. And so I'm really going to be this warrior for peace. I have to just continue no matter what. I'm going to just continue. And Krishna Das was asked, can you chant something for peace? And he literally said at that time, last night when he was answering questions, what the fuck do you think I'm doing? What the fuck do you think I'm doing here? And that's why I love him, because he's very real, he's very down to earth, and he's like, all of these chants are for peace. All of these chants are for love. That's what we're trying to do here. We're chanting, we're cleansing. Once we can cleanse ourselves and our own energy centers, once we heal ourselves, we can then try to spread the word, heal other people. Not in any zealot way, but to really feel the bliss. I want everybody to follow the bliss, feel the bliss, be aware that there's divinity. We are all sparks of divinity, and it's way too precious to just squander in war. So let's chant all together, because he was saying the Hanuman Chalisa, which is my favorite chant, is able to transform fate. And that's what Maharaji used to say. And so this is the closest to being able to transform energy, really, truly. And when I listened to it last night, and as soon as I hear the very beginning of it, my heart bursts open. And we hang out in the heart space, unafraid to feel the feels, right down to the very bottom where the seat of the soul is, and we break through to the other side, and that is where peace is really found, in our center, in our truth. So let's rise up the fire. We'll do a few sun salutations because it's longer. We're going to listen to it and then really sink into a nice slow Dr. Bali practice. And I hope you join me till the end, just to feel the vibes and really bring yourself up, bring your fire up out of survival mode and into faith, because we have to feel it for it to happen. Oh, I let it lock. So, my son went to Toronto today, and he left me his computer. And lately, just in general, he's just been such a great support. So shout out to my son, Zubin. I love you so much. You're such a good kid. And again, I am practicing my staycation and really just enjoying my space and my peace and spreading that out. So let's do a practice. Now listen to the Hanuman Chalisa. Here we are, changing fate for the better, as Mars and Venus can now be balanced in the sign of Aquarius on the collective. So this is my wish for collective peace out there. I'm going to listen to it loud and really feel the energy of it. He has such a grounding presence. that heart center to the sun. God. Soak in the photons and really let it boost your morale. It's the spring now, soon. The sun is warming things up. And I just shared, actually, this is also the month of Bridget. I love Bridget so much. She's the fire goddess. Her fire melts the snow. She's the goddess of healing and creativity. So a lot of healing can happen in creativity. So whatever you can do to be creative. Again, dance, paint, play music, sing, chant. So we're gonna lie down, get out of the stress response, sink into the relaxation response in our heart space. really so beautiful. So now we sink into our heart space, the true space of infinite possibilities, where what we dream into existence can actually become. What we dream can come into existence. Dream it and it shall be. The peace within. Sink into it now. So really only in sitting with the pain can we break through to the other side of it. It has to be the case. We can't just keep running away from how we feel, or distracting ourselves, or trying to block our spirits or our truth. We have to honor our truth and honor ourselves. So we have to sit with ourselves to really know what that is. And the pain disperses. The pain melts. When we do a chanting exercise or a slow Dr. Bali or a slow yoga practice or even a slow dance or anything where we can just slow down, come to stillness, where we can really hear what's in our hearts. We really hear what that intuitive voice is trying to tell us. That's the voice of our soul speaking our truth to us. But we have to quiet down in order to hear it and not overcomplicate with the mind. And somehow we create the cohesion between the two. The mind accepts that the heart knows, and the heart then feels like it can share with the mind. And then there's the flow of grace and the cohesion that can happen, and the energy of your heart just melts all of the pain away and spreads out to really be the healing force. And that's the power that we talk about in Reiki. That's the healing force that I love about massage. And when we really feel the energy of the Kundalini energy rising up through our energy centers, we do feel the bliss and the divine awareness of creation. That's life force, and life force wants to win. So get into your life force, let your spirit shine. May we all shine on like the moon and the stars and the sun. I love that song. I just shared that song earlier too, because I was looking through some peace songs, and I found the John Lennon Give Peace a Chance. And I used to work next to the Queen Elizabeth, and I've been to that room where they did their bed in and their love in. And I love that song. Can't we all just give peace a chance? Give peace a chance. So but it has to start from within. So carve out a space where you can be silent and still. Let out all of your pain, and not on everyone else. Just let it out, and then out will come your spirit. And accept what your spirit has to show and shine. And then you'll feel at peace. And then we can all work towards unity and peace across the world. And this is healing. This is beyond hope. This is faith really shining through our lives now. And so have a wonderful weekend. Happy Friday. Do what's really soothing to you this weekend. And try not to worry too much. We don't need worry. We don't need anxiousness. We don't need stress. We don't need war. We need to give peace a chance now. So let's spread the love and the light. Join me. Find your peace and spread it out. Take great care.